Mr. Watts, he's armed himself shots. Shots, watch it, tear gas. Live rounds. Also, I can see that.
Just for Quindon! The man is a boxer, man. I like your put in the boxer, man, to do that. But why not say?
Mr. Watts, he's armed himself shots. Shots, watch it, tear gas. Live rounds. Also, I can see that.
Just for Quindon! The man is a boxer, man. I like your put in the boxer, man, to do that. But why not? Since my cousin there, no, you come on the East Coast.
You listen to me.
Right? No, you come to the East Coast.
You listen to me now.
You gotta listen to me too, man.
I am listening to you.
Right? Now, I see you on the East Coast. The day when they get a protest of them, the next day, that's when you see one bigger heads come up to talk to my family. Right? And that's bad. If we didn't do a protest, we want to see nobody for justice. You see? I'm not holding back nothing. I'm not holding back nothing. I just need justice for my family.
Good evening and welcome to Politics 101 tonight. Please share the link. Please share the live. Please share the link. We are here. We are here. We're still fighting for justice for Quentin Bacchus. Please share the link. Please share the link. Shoot down the tear gas. And those very people, according to the experts, are going to go vote for the people who shoot them and tear gas them. Black man stupid. That is the motto of theirs. Black man stupid. They shoot me down. They do all kind of things. And we are going to vote for them. So say the experts. And we meet where we're going.
Mr. Watts, he's armed himself shots. Shots, watch it, tear gas. Live rounds. Also, I can see that.
Just for Quindon! The man is a boxer, man. I like your put in the boxer, man, to do that.
According to the experts, according to Freddie Kissoon, according to Leno Craig, according to Dominique Gaskin, the former business minister, and some of them, according to them, that is why Black people will vote for the PPP. They're a special breed of people, you know. You got to beat them. You got to kill their sons. You got to tear gas them. You got to underpay them. You got to insult them. You got to spit on them. And kneel down on their woman belly. And they will vote for you. That is the law according. Please share the link. Please share the link. And let them know Rickford Burke is going to be here tonight. Rickford Burke is going to be here tonight. The latest, they're running down Rickford all around the world. That is why black people will vote for them. So say the experts. Share the live. Rickford Burke is here tonight. So we're going to be talking about this latest saga. You all know the story. You know, the Attorney General has written to the Attorney General of the United States and the Secretary of State, I think, of the United States, telling them to go and hold Rickford Burke and turn you over to them. A good evening, welcome to Politics 101. Politics 101 on a Wednesday night. Politics 101 on a Wednesday night. Please share the link.
All right, we're going to get an updated version of... England was a mighty place many years gone by. Now England is a trouble place. Please don't ask me why. To quote an old Englishman whose name is Sir Jack Union, he told me in song, so sing along. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. Hey boy. London Bridge is falling down. London Bridge is falling down. London Bridge is falling down. When I tell Jack Union he wrong, no woman can ruin the crown. He say, well, tell Foggy, stop fucking wrong. London Bridge is falling down. London Bridge is falling down. London Bridge is falling down. Hey, London Bridge is falling down. Hey. General Thatcher leave and she gone. It's just a little major messing up down. A duchess and a princess ruining the crown. London Bridge is falling down. Falling down. Falling down. Hey. London Bridge is falling down. Sing the chorus loud and strong. Hey. London Bridge is falling down. Good financial advice is what she tell Andrew she aiming at. They get Brian by the she alpagat. London Bridge is falling down. Falling down. Falling down. Eh? London Bridge is falling down. Noted for diplomacy, once a formidable foe. Tops in pomp and pageantry, history books will show. Top sea dogs, great explorers, mighty kings and fierce warriors. Trouble take we since the dead and gone. London Bridge is falling down to the ground. London Bridge is falling down. London Bridge is falling down. London Bridge is falling down. The immorality of the young, the instability of the poor, and the humility to the ground. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. Yeah. London Bridge is falling down. Yeah, boy, London Bridge falling down. I'll defend her rights to the end. Run around and love up your men, but not in front of the little children. London Bridge is falling down. Immorality gone, gone, gone. Morality gone, gone, gone. Do it again, da 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 da, hey. Ba da 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 da. Play right. London Bridge. Ba da 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 da, hey. Days of old when nights were cold, Britain rules supreme. Songs were sung and tales were told. Life was like a dream. Tough men like Truman and Hutton, Churchill and Horatio Nelson. Ever since these gallant heroes gone, London Bridge is falling down. Falling down. Falling down. London Bridge is falling down. Johnny Bryan have me in doubt. Papa's right there in front of snow. Don't tell me how she big don't get any out. London Bridge is falling down. Falling down. Falling down. London Bridge is falling down. They say when a man finishes sucking toe, his appetite for tata does grow. So when next the Brian out, London Bridge is falling down, falling down. Hey boy, London Bridge falling down. I hear when you see the toe in the mouth, with all the tatas hanging about, and you tell the Queen Mama, trash here. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. I'm really feeling sorry for the ground. But lucky thing the Queen Mother strong. She could have catch a heart attack on the ground. She say everybody wagging their tongue, calling us misfits and highly strong. Sparrow and can walk round again in England. Through this too sexy chicken from Buckingham. London Bridge is falling down. A duchess and a princess ruining the crown. Saddam laughing, saying we are no longer strong. The Prime Minister devalued the pound. I hear up to now Prince Philip can't talk. Walking all about in a state of shock. Yeah, and they tell Andrew watch Brian like a hawk. Let him go back to Texas and run amok. Still I can't forgive the Duchess of York for shaking up the beef and sharing the pork. Diana man, what gone wrong? Diana man, Gilby, what going on? Diana man hit a photographer head on. Then he pick up his briefcase and start to run. You mean you won't read them thing in the sun? The monarchy in trouble, none can relax. The people want the Queen to pay income tax. London Bridge is falling down. A duchess and a princess ruining the crown. Diana leave child and she gone she way. Now both of them ready to ramp and play. So if you want a woman, you want a man. This is time to put your application. But what will happen now since they separate? Diana and Fergie go out of date. London Bridge is falling down. Thank you.
I tell you, Sparrow is not 3 cents. Sparrow is not 3 cents. Any of y'all remember that one? London Bridge is falling down. Since Chedi Jagan and Ram Karan and Narbada Prasad and Feroz Mohammed and Janet Jagan, and since all those gallant men and women gone, the PPP bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. Aye, Sparrow could really talk a name. Sparrow talk out all the people's story. All the people's story. That a man in your bedroom. You all remember that one? You all remember that? The Guyana Bridge is falling down. The PPP Guyana Bridge is falling down. Good evening to Audrey Garroway. Good evening to all of you. Those of you who are joining us from the United States, good evening. You all got to vote. I hope you all are ready. In the next week and a half is this story. Please vote. Please vote. Anytime history making in the United States, you gotta make history. You all give America its first black president. You all give America its first woman vice president. You all give America its first black vice president. Now you all got to knock another two. You all got to give America its first woman president, black president, but we get more. We get more. His first West Indian vice president. Don't worry, that chap from Nevis. He's not West Indian. He's just born there. Hamilton, no, which one of them? Madison, the born there. Hamilton, one of them, they said, no. He's not the first West Indian. He's not West Indian. When you all vote, Kamala, first woman, first black, first West Indian, first East Indian, four in one. Are you go out and vote? I want to know theory, oh Biden this and Biden that and Biden this, and if they get in, the Democrats gonna do this. That's American politics. You all are voting for Kamala because she's a woman, she black like me and you, she West Indian like me and you, and she East Indian like me and you. I claiming East Indian tonight. I claiming East Indian tonight. So are you go out and vote? Don't tell me all them night theory and this and that and so on. American politics is a high science, eh? And if you vote based on high science, Obama would have never get in power. He would have never get a second term. This is not high science. The same thing, I don't want you all telling me what the coalition they do and didn't do, and so you all are going to vote for them and so on. When you see the bell ring, you go and vote for whatever version of the coalition. You hear what I'm telling you? This is not high science. Because they say that the PPP going to get 10 extra seats from black people. And they say black people is a particular kind of people. You got to beat them up. You got to kill the picnic. You got to tear gas them. You got to spit in their mama face. You got to kneel down on the mama chest. You got to broke down the house. You got to spit in the teacher face and don't pay them. And when you do them, all of those things, they will vote for you. They will give you 10 seats. That is what Freddie Kissoon, Leno Craig, what the other one name? Dominic Gaskin, and all of them, because all of them saying the PPP gonna get black man vote. Well, if the PPP beat a black man, running Rickford Burke to the end of the world. That's how you're going to get black vote. Run Rickford Burke, scandally, try to lock you up. You're telling the white people now they must catch you. You calling the white people to be slave catchers. You better glad me introduce the term into the discourse. Can you see? Because that's what they're asking the white man, Mr. Garland, to do. To catch Rickford Burke like a slave and turn him in. I already tell you all. Sometimes you got to cut through. I love my brothers and them. I love Aubrey. I love Nigel. But sometimes they're too sophisticated for me. And that has its we gotta understand we rule. That has its place. They would never say. You see, me, as me say, me mama black, me daddy black, me body them black, me sissy the black, me pickney the black, me grand pickney the black. And the word me niece and nephew and cousin and them even begin to call that. And the majority of them boxing people who lift me up, they're black. And when they get beaten up, I gotta stand with them because in defending them, I defend my mama, my daddy, me pickney, me uncle, me grand pickney, me body, me sissy. Don't tell me, Dr. Hines, you're a Marxist. Dr. Hines, you're a multiracialist. No, when you beating up me people, the only ist I become is a defense of me people ist. I love Aubrey. I love Nigel. But if they talk half like that, we win the election quick time. But me attack for them. Whether they believe it or not, somebody said, David, they're going to want to run with you. They're going to throw you off the coalition. We're going to still vote for them. And we're going to still tell you vote for them. Hear me clear. Me, I'm playing high politics. Aubrey daddy used to sell Marby a Linden. Before Nigel daddy turned liar and swan, he daddy and the mama them come out from where Aubrey mama come out from and Aubrey daddy come out from. All of we come out from down there. Some come out a little bit earlier than others. I talk with what in my mouth. I talk with what in my mouth. Are you black people sometimes? Are you get too much of long science and long reasoning? Well, when the coalition did Granger, they do this, and well, we know Granger messed up part of the way. He messed up part of the way. But that dead and gone for now. We gonna deal with that later. Sometimes you all just getting too much of reasoning science to me and so on. All right? I'm not in reasoning science. They're running this by Rickford Burke, by Coney by. They run them and they may tell the white man, catch him. Like I used to go at West Africa and catch his great-great-great-great-grandparents and bring them for work on your sugar plantation to get your wealth. That is what they're asking them to do. Are you not a slave? You all were never slaves. And in 2024, nobody will make you all slave. Even if you want to say, I am a slave, me go say, are you not a slave? And if I go, me grab you and bring you back. You see, when we get back power, are them slave catcher? Me why you jail them? Me why you jail them? Because they go get there and get 3 square meal. Me want you beat them Me want you shame them, isolate them. They must walk the road like madmen and women. Good evening and welcome to Politics 101. Rickford Burke is here. You don't come steady on the program. You don't come steady on the program. But he's a buy of my heart. Me and what they say. Me and what they say. He's a brother. You one brother. You one brother. And we got to stand with the brothers and the sisters. All of we got to be one. You black like me, you poor like me. And if you're an Indian and you aren't there with the PPP, you turn black. They kind of gonna cut you nasty. Say how you're a nigger lover and you're this and you're that. So are you born at your belly? Indian people who decide that I aren't there with them, are you there with the opposition? They'll put their hand in a tar bucket and tap on your face. You're not Indian no more, you're black. You see, black is not a biological term. There's nothing biological about blackness or whiteness or brownness. Black is a political term. People can make you black and people can unmake you black. And in Guyana, when they want to lick you down, they turn you black. They put their hand in the tar bucket and say, Aziz, you black. Nima Karan. Good evening and welcome to Politics 101. They got to get past me. They got to get past me. I don't care what they tell me. Me in small party, me this, me that, me big. Me party small, but me big. Because they got to deal with me. And they don't like to deal with people like me and Rickford Burke and Mark Benshop and Sherrod and so on. You know, they don't like to deal with me. We are not diplomatic. We are not engaged in their diplomacy. We are not about to turn our people over to them. I want you all fight, 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 fight. Do not stop fighting. I mean, I tell you all for fight because are you no good all for fight? Are you no good? Are you fight? Every time I'll turn up here, a fight are your fight. And we gotta give Rickford Burke some solidarity because they can't put hand on that brother. They want to carry that brother back to Guyana and to kill him like they killed Quindon Bacchus, like they killed Aaron Baston. Let me go. Good evening, Ralph. Linda Coquet, good evening. Good evening, Nigel. Good evening, Gloria. Good evening. The security chief, Mr. Orrin Newton from Buxton. Good evening, Victor. Good evening, Lorraine. Good evening, Della, Shondell, Della. Only black people, you know. Okay. Take the girl name Shondell and Della. Good evening, Della, my cousin Della. It's nice to see you. How is Brush Dam going? I hope you're going out and campaigning for make sure everybody from Brush Dam register for vote. For vote. For vote. For vote. I think you all are ready. Oh God, look at number tonight. Me get film star on me show tonight. Look at the number then. You swell. Look at my number swell tonight. Sherrod, my number big tonight by. Oh, Lord, oh God. Teacher John said, world go in. World go in. Oi. Good evening to all of you. My brothers and sisters who join me from Massachusetts. When you're little boy, you walk around boxing, them big man, you know. them big man, they say, hey, boy, come. 5 cents. Spell Massachusetts. Another 5 cents. Spell Mississippi. Another 5 cents. Spell Czechoslovakia. And them big man, I spell them, you know. They must spell that challenge. 15 cents. When I will be in a little buy. Plenty money. Plenty money. And we want you all to get plenty money. Me party say $5,000 US. That's 5,000 US dollar. That's $1 million Guyana dollar. Is what you get. No 100,000. And you multiply 5 million US by 6 years. That's 30 million US. Are you think about it? Are you all jump up for the 100,000? WPA is saying, and the PNC said we're going to go with it. The PNC come down a little bit, 300,000. But we say 500, they say 300. We can fall in between 400. Nevertheless, it's going in law. So you are getting it automatically by law every year. And think in 5 years, you get 5 million Guyana dollars. And if you think of, let me take boxing. Let me take boxing. If you get 500 households in boxing, I may think I will get more. And you multiply 5 million by 500 and see the amount of money going to circulate in boxing. And with that amount of money circulating in boxing, they will build their house, they will open business, they will expand their business. Our community will be rich. Let me bring in Rickford Burke. He's a man who don't like to wait, you know. Teacher Jad said, by like a eagle in a ground of you also don't dress up in a nice suit and so well dressed, well spoken, and he hanging out with big shot. Here must tell people, here, me and care why you say, but Rickford Burke. Me, first of all, you got push me and say, man, call what is speaker by name? Hakim. Call Hakim. Me go say, but if me call Hakim, he never answer me. Rickford Burke, he go call till he get an answer. That is where you separate the sheep. The sheep from the goat. He don't give up. And that is what they can take. Rickford, good evening.
Good evening, doctor. How are you?
I am surviving by Almighty God's grace. Without him, I will be nowhere.
We all are. Thank you for having me.
My
Good night to you,
sword and
listening.
my shield. And when I get a man of God like you on my program, all the merry. Every Saturday, miss you get on your nice suit. And you gone to church.
Gotta praise the Almighty.
Yes, every Saturday. I used to go one time because my picnic them is 7 days. And I used to go one time. You know, in them village you go and church, me used to go Bible school. Me used to go at Brethren Church. Me used to go Roman Church School. And me was a altar boy at English church. So you go all them church.
So you're a godly man.
Me a very godly boy. And 7 days, if you get gal at 7 days, and you got 7 days because you want watch gal. They got a man in boxing the name Danny, Mr. Danny. Yeah, Pum Danny. He said, Pum Danny, gal watch me. When you want gal for watch you, you go to church and think. And here is one of my favorite 7 days hymn. sweet hour of prayer. Oh Jesus Christ! Look, when me hear the hymn, I saw me heart just melt.
You're in the presence. You're the presence of the Almighty.
There we
Sweet
go.
hour of prayer. Sweet hour of prayer.
Sweet hour of prayer. And Rickford, what a lot of people don't know is Seventh-day Adventist Church was part of the Great Awakening in America. They were part of the church that first accepted black people in their midst, because the English church and the Catholic church and them didn't accept black people. Reverend Allen had to leave the church, and he found the AME church, the African Methodist Episcopal Church. And then when these churches like the 7 Days came up, they start admitting black people to the church in what is called the first Great Black Awakening. So sometimes I hear the discussion about church and what the church, they're terrible. The Catholic church and the English church and them, they're terrible. But one thing I can say about black people, whichever church we go, we just make them black. Because we just carry the identity in there. All right?
And we uplift the worship and enhance the worship.
Because we're the only people that teach them you can worship. And you see, God like you when you dance. Because the body tells a story that sometimes the mouth can't tell.
And we have rhythm. And we have rhythm.
Say it again.
We have rhythm.
You not say other people ain't get rhythm. You say, we just get rhythm.
We have rhythm, yes.
Rickford, why these people don't leave you alone?
Well, there are two things at play here.
Talk to me.
One, they did a poll, and individually after Irfan Ali, the next most influential person in terms of Guyana politics in the sphere of influence is Rickford Burke.
Wow.
So, and I have a copy of that poll. That's number one. Number two, they want to discredit me in the eyes of elected officials in New York. They have been trying for 4 years, and it hasn't worked. So I'm not sure why they think it's going to work. So they want to deliberately pick a fight with black elected officials and Democrats, because their strategy is they want to malign me and say the most nasty things about me. Now they're putting it in writing. And I'll come to that, so that they could go to Republicans and say, Democrats are backing this one. He's a notorious criminal in Guyana. And until everybody asks, well, when did he come to America? And they're like, well, he's been here for 30 years. And they're like, so how is he a criminal in Guyana? So what has happened is they secretly wrote this. First of all, they lodged 6 complaints. From the time they came into power, they lodged 6 complaints with the United States government for me. To date, nothing has happened. I'm not sure why they think Anil Danlal think writing a letter to the Attorney General is going to change anything. I'm not afraid of the Attorney General. The Attorney General of the United States can't stop me from talking. This is not Guyana. And so Anil Danlal is completely misguided. That's number one. Number two, though, he has revealed himself to be unworthy of the office of Attorney General, which he occupies. He's a liar. He's being caught lying. All of the United States government officials know that he's a liar. Fourth, they know that all of his actions are retaliatory. As you know, he jumped on TV in Guyana and called me all sorts of things, made all sorts of false allegations that made him look so stupid. And he said he's going to come to Queens, that's in 2001, to confront me. He's going to come to Brooklyn to confront me. He never came. We did a protest against him. He was scared to come. He didn't come until the consulate hired Brinks Security, because he claimed we wanted to harm him. We had a very loud and energetic protest against him in Queens. And the day after, he got with some of his supporters and advocated for me to be killed. There was a young man in the presence who witnessed what he said and called the police and called me, because, of course, he's a law enforcement officer and he wanted to stay true to his oath. And so the FBI and the Guyana and the NYPD launched an investigation into Anil Nanlal. One time he was listed as wanted. And then he got the Guyana police to call NYPD to tell him we had made up the accusations and all that. He did not know that there were partial tapes of this whole episode, recordings that the police has. So because he was listed as wanted and that went all across the press, he's now on this mission to tarnish me and to say that I commit crimes in Guyana and all of that. So he wrote to the Attorney General, he wrote 2 letters. In response to me filing an official complaint that they sent a police officer to my house with a gun, 2 people to my house with guns, in violation of US law, New York state law, and international law, the United States State Department called in the ambassador to explain those actions to the United States government. Obviously, the United States government felt that what they did was egregious and a violation of the law. And so the deputy ambassador in Washington went to the State Department. Sam Hines is not going to go to no State Department. And this in itself is almost comedic, because the deputy ambassador in Washington is the accredited ambassador in Mexico. I don't understand that. But so he went in there, he's an attorney, and Zulfikar Ali, and the State Department asked him to explain himself. He couldn't explain what happened, and so he said the Attorney General will communicate what happened to the State Department. Now, as you know, they trumped up these charges in Guyana saying that I extorted somebody, and they named a journalist who said that I sent him to extort somebody. Well, police officers who interviewed this journalist were very peeved that the Attorney General and Barry Jack, they were lying to the nation. And they sent me and the FBI the interview they conducted with this journalist. And the police officers asked the journalist if they know me. He said no. Have you ever spoken with Rickford Burke? He said no. He doesn't know me. All he knows about me from being around in politics. So they then got a police officer, somebody by the name of Corporal Lewis, at Vigilance or Sparandam, one of those 2 stations, to lie to a magistrate that I traveled to Guyana sometime in 2002 and committed a crime. And I was living in Guyana. And so the magistrate probably doesn't know who I am. She signed some summons saying they must take these charges to my home in Guyana, because they listed on the summons some fellowship, Buxton or West Coast or something like that. And that is the basis they used to send the police officer to my home in Guyana. Now, that's the basis of the complaint to the State Department. And in fact, they were harassing me. Otherwise than that, they hired 2 people to try to come to New York and kill me. And I'll come to that. So Anil Nanlal now, he thinks he's some big, bright, smart lawyer. He wrote the State Department. And Dr. Hines, I'm going to read the first part of his letter to the State Department, because he wrote 2 letters. He's smart.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote 2 separate letters. So the first letter he sent to the State Department, which is a completely different letter he sent to the Justice Department. At the beginning of the letter, he says that he's instructed by Zulfikar Ali, the Deputy Ambassador in Washington, that he was called in to discuss this issue of a policeman coming to my home and other allegations. And then Anil Nanlal says, the government of Guyana denies all allegations by Rickford Burke.
Wow.
All. He said that we refute all these allegations. They're absolutely false and wholly unfounded. Right? This is his letter. Then, on the next page of the letter, he went on to say, a magistrate directed the police to come to my home and serve a warrant. And a police officer came to my home and served the warrant. And I accepted this, summons. I accepted the summons on my stairs. First of all, and what is embarrassing for Guyana, and this is a very serious issue, the State Department knows that Anil Nandlal is lying. First of all, I did not accept anything. Barjagler released a video showing that I walked away and left the men on my step, because one of us could have been shot dead because everybody was armed. Second, he denied that they sent a police officer to my home, because he said they denied all the allegations. And now in the same letter, he's acknowledging they sent an officer to my home. But let me say what happened here. When the allegations were made, when these allegations that I was extorting people in Guyana were made, I reported it to the FBI because I know the law. And under the law, that's transnational repression crimes. They're trying to use criminal charges to repress my free speech in America. The FBI launched an investigation of not only me, several other Guyanese who they were attacking online, including a principal who one of Anil Nandlal associates threatened to come and blow up her school. We all met with the FBI. But the FBI was zeroing in on this framing of me by the government of Guyana and the police force. The FBI we got the entire file from the police, the entire file. No one made any allegation against me. None, because the people don't know me. I don't know these people. There was no extortion. This entire thing was made up. So the FBI was investigating that. Anil Nandlal did not know that. So it was when the FBI completed their investigation, that's when they sent to call the ambassador. And that's when Anil Nandlal responded. And he responded saying that Mr. Burke sent an agent to extort an East Indian businessman in Guyana. The FBI knows that's not true because the FBI has the video of the journalist saying no one extorted anybody. They don't know who Rickford Burke is. In fact, what they were trying to do, something was published on a website and they tried to pay him to tear it down. That's the issue. Now, in addition to that, now, Anil Nandlal sends a second letter to the Justice Department complaining for me. And here is why he sent the second letter. He cannot tell the Attorney General that they sent a police to my home from Guyana because a magistrate told him the Attorney General is a former Court of Appeal judge in the United States. He can't make that mistake. So he sends a different letter complaining about something else. He says, and let me tell you what he says in this letter. He says, "Dear Mr. Garland," that's the Attorney General, "the government and citizens of Guyana once again, for the 7th time, wish to register their deep concerns with respect to Rickford Burke." Here he said, a Guyanese living in Brooklyn, New York, who continues to use social media, his social media platform and his Facebook page to launch almost daily attacks against the government and citizens of Guyana with the clear and evident intention to excite racial hostility among the different races and classes of the citizenry, and to incite ethnic strife, encourage criminal violence, and cause public disorder, mayhem, and a reign of terror all across the length and breadth of Guyana. Now, I think after Merrick Garland's assistant read that first paragraph, they throw his letter in the trash. Because how can I be in the United States and cause a reign of terror in another country? And second, how can you say there is terror and violence and strife and criminal violence and public disorder in the absence of all of those things?
Yeah. Rickford, has the Attorney General's office contacted you?
They can't. If they do that, they'll be violating the law.
Thank you very much. Explain that to us.
Well, in this country, there's something called freedom of speech. Yes. Whether or not anything I say affects another country, it doesn't matter to them. It's freedom of speech. Second, Then he said, all of these things are a violation of the law in Guyana. The Attorney General's office know that I can't express a constitutional right in the United States that is a crime in another country. So, I mean, it is embarrassing that the Attorney General of Guyana will send this trash to the Attorney General of the United States. But what it was intended to do, he knows that the letter is trash. What it's intended to do is paint me in a certain light so they can go and make the argument that the politicians who know me, who I work with, who would defend me, are defending a criminal in another country. And listen to the language, what they're using. Anil Nanlal Jagger are saying, we want him to come back to Guyana. I was never in Guyana for the last 30 years. So they're making it seem as though I commit some crime in Guyana and came to the United States. As a matter of fact, I'm a fugitive. And as a matter of fact, the Attorney General went on his Facebook page last night, said that I'm a thief. I thief money from Desmond White, completely making it up, that there's some allegation of sexual misconduct against me. And then he went on to say I was banned from something, police, all of his information wrong and mixed up. But then he went on to say that the people defending me, the black people defending me, are the Kool-Aid gang, and I'm a baboon. So that has serious racial overtones. You have an East Indian racist calling a black man a monkey and saying that the group of us black people are a Kool-Aid gang. He sounds like he's the KKK grandmaster. And for the life of me, nobody in the PPP said anything. The Ethnic Relations Committee hasn't said anything. Why? Because he's East Indian. And there's this presumption in Guyana among certain people, including the Ethnic Relations Commission, that East Indians are superior and they're not subjected to the laws of Guyana. Now, I want to tell Anil Nanlal something. He wants to come after me. I would go after him to the gates of hell. I'm not going to go in hell with him, but I would chase him to the gates of hell, because this descendant of the slaves would not allow any racist to malign me. I would not allow any racist to try to frame me as a criminal. Days for those things are over, Dr. Hines. That's what they did to the slaves. That's what they did to the people in the civil rights movement. That's their strategy. And Anil Nanlal and the government of Guyana will pay dearly for what they've done there in writing. I can promise you that. I would not stop until there's a penalty on Anil Nanlal for blatantly lying to the FBI, blatantly lying and misleading the United States government, and his attempt to use the United States government to pursue his vendetta against me.
To pursue his vendetta against you, in case you all are just joining us, we're talking here, of course, with the one and only Rickford Burke tonight, discussing the latest push by the government to again harass him, and now they've gone to the highest office, to high office in the United States, the Attorney General, trying to continue to malign and harass Rickford Burke. Good evening to all of you who have joined us tonight. Good evening to you, Veronica. Good evening to you, June. Shelley, you and Chandel come tonight. And Brushdam, I hope I get Brushdam lock from Brushdam front where you're there, Shelley, right down. Because are you there, Brushdam front? Are you there, Brushdam central? Are you there, Brushdam back down side? I hope you get Brushdam lock off. Every single vote. Every single vote. Good evening to all of you, Samuel, Joseph. Good evening to you. Good evening to you, Gloria. Gloria, keep praying for us, and keep spreading the word. Keep spreading the word. Margaret Andrews, good evening. Good evening to you, my brother Flash Gordon, the one and only Flash Gordon. How are things up there on the quarantine? How things on the quarantine? We want every vote there. We want every vote there. Lorraine, good evening to you. You're Adventist, yes. Lorraine says she born in Adventist. She grew up in Adventist. She married in Adventist. She Emmanuel Church in Linden. All you Emmanuelites in Linden, good evening to all of you Lindeners, of course, a special place. June and Bob. June and good evening. Good evening to you, my brother Lester. Lester is a trooper. Good evening to you, Venet, and all of you. I can't see everybody. My sister Lynette, good evening. Good evening to you, my sister. Good evening to you, Sandra Grant. Good evening, Ingrid King. All of you, all of you, all of you. You see, we can't do this without you all. But we got work. We got work. Rickford is doing his work. All of us, we are doing work, but you all got work. You all got work. You all got to make sure. You all got to make sure that you all do what is a quote just now to you all. A quote just now to you all. Don't worry that 100,000 that you take them. But that is a little freak. That is a little freak. The coalition get in, we talking between 300,000 and 500,000. We talking between 300,000 and a million. And if they get 500 households, there's $500 million circulating in that village alone, in our Boxing village there. If I will get 500 also, there's $500 million in 1 year circulating. And when money circulate, and all them young people, 16 and 17 who get a baby, they will be considered household. Right now, the government target to get 100,000 to vote. Them young people who are 17 and got their little 2 children, they ain't getting nothing because they're below 18. Our cash transfer, they will get the $1 million. $1 million to start to build a family. To start to build the family. Look after the house. Pay off for the house lot. Lift the business. Them lady who just got to get them, all the fridge and put the beer in, and then they got to put it on a cart and think they're going to buy a van. No. With cooler inside. For said that, lift up the business. Lift up the business. You all do not fall for nonsense. Tomorrow night, I'm going to have Vincent Alexander. You all know what we're going to be talking about? The UG story. Me give you a little pinch. Because they believe I was stupid. So they say that UG now free. We ain't got to pay tuition to UG. So far, so good. Born an idea. They take them, they thief them. But UG depends on tuition to run. So if you're saying students will no longer pay tuition, where UG money coming from? Hear me tell you, UG won't get tuition from January, but the money UG losing from then I give UG money. You see the wickedness. You show these people, so they get me jumping up. Oh God, I will not have to pay a UG fee. Well, you don't have to pay a UG fee, but UG would not be able to pay a security guard because the fees, the money they used to get from fee is to run the university because this government don't give UG plenty money. So this thing that they do now, they take Burnham idea and say, we ain't got to pay no more for go for UG. What they in effect are doing are taking away money from UG and get me jumping up. Oh God, oh Lord. Oh God, Ali. They're damn scams. But you know
Dr.
what?
Hines,
Yes, sir. Talk to me.
I think young people are going to need to know that university was free. It was the PPP that took away free education from the people of Guyana. I went to UG free, so it was the PPP that took it away. So now they're restoring what they took away. So I don't know what the celebration is about.
Rickford, in restoring their impoverishing UG. Because the money that UG is not going to get from tuition, they have not given UG the money. So UG is going to lose money from tuition in January. And the government's supposed to say, well, okay, so you're not getting money from tuition. We can give you money, and they've not given UG any money. That is the trick that they are playing us.
They're giving the money to Gold. I understand Gold is a collaboration between one of the PPP ministers and somebody in India.
Yeah. That is, they're giving me 100,000. Mama, daddy, and big picnic. Mama, daddy, big son, little daughter, 17 years, she gets a child. So the mama and the daddy and the big son say, if we get $200 per household, that's not a good thing. We'll get $100 each, so that $300,000 each. That $300,000, sorry. But they forget that a little sissy, 17-year-old, with a little picnic, not get nothing. The individualism, the hustling that the PPP are getting us into is obscene. They're taking advantage of the poverty of our people in order to make us go against our own best instincts. And we have to say very clearly that when the coalition comes back to power, that we are going to make it right. We are going to make it right. If you get 100 households, 100 households in a little village, and you get $1 million, legally, by law, it's $100 million extra going to be floating around the little village. When money circulating, Rickford, when money, that's how your community does get the, because money is circulating.
But Dr. Hines, I think that's a little bit of money. I mean,
no, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm just giving a little estimate as the money come in from oil, your check raise. Check raise.
But
and
I want
we're not going to give away the money willy-nilly. We are doing pilot studies. All right? We're going to give the money and we're going to see what's going to happen. And the pilot studies will tell us how effective this money is, how much it is, how less it is. Anyhow, let me hear you.
Yeah, well, no, first of all, I think the PPP is mismanaging the sovereign wealth fund. We live in New York, you live in the United States. We know we invest money. The amount of money that is going into the sovereign wealth fund, I believe, should be invested. They should hire some investment fund to invest that money. If we have, what, $3 billion in the fund that goes in there every year, could you imagine you invest the money, you get interest from that money? The interest alone is what should be used for development of the country, and leave the actual money coming in from the oil and gas to posterity. And if you invest that money, let's say you get, every year, you get at least $500 million in interest. That's a lot. That's a lot of money. You can do development work and you could give the citizens. You could give every citizen about $5 million Guyana dollars. Guyana has a very small population of 780,000. It's not a whole lot of people. That's a lot of money. But what they're doing instead is drawing down the money, put it into the consolidated fund where you can't trace what it's being spent for. There's nothing visually you could see that this money has been spent on, other than the fact that they're giving a lot of contracts to their East Indian supporters. And in fact, they're transferring the wealth of the country to their East Indian friends and supporters.
The East Indian elite. Because
East Indian elite. Their friends and supporters. Right.
Them poor people East Indian and getting nothing. But they're making them feel, they might tell them, man, I don't get the big money, but you see, I will give you 250,000. And don't worry, this 100,000, I will sweeten them black people, right? I will don't give you 250 for sugar. I will give you another 250 for rice. I will give you another 250 for fishing. And in one family, you're going to get rice. They might plant rice. somebody in the family a cut cane, somebody in the family a do fishing. So really you have already given to some East Indian families 3 cash grants, 3 FREC, which come up to more than $1 million. But here is the story. Here's the story. All they're doing is buying an East Indian slave for a little bit higher than they're buying a black slave or an Amerindian slave.
And in addition to that, let me tell you what they're doing. Because we've been complaining that they're only giving they're giving 90% of the contracts to their own supporters. What they're doing now, they're calling government employees contractors. So you see all those people, Jagdeo he has them lined up at the convention center, at the Barbies, and giving them contracts. They're not contractors. They're employees. So for instance, if the government would hire you to go and clean a trench, they give you a contract now, say you're a contractor, and give it to the black boys. Yes. But they're government employees. That's employment. Right. They're not contractors. So they can now say, oh, we have 4,000 black employees, black contractors, but they're employees. That's what they're doing. And also, one of the things that I want to ask Guyanese, drive around Guyana. So far, the government has withdrawn about $2.6 billion US from the Natural Resource Fund. Drive around Guyana. Let the PPP point you to what development this money was used for. I don't know. The Empire State Building cost $1 billion. Look at that building. It's what? Dozens of story high. It takes over. It's a whole block. That building itself brings in about probably $50 billion in income in New York City every month. What is this? What was this money used for? I think if you check some people's bank accounts across Guyana, you might see hundreds of millions of dollars. That's where the money is going.
Brutus.
But it's not Brutus alone.
No. I know he's not here alone, but he is one who allowed himself to be used.
Exactly.
To be used. And that is why when they're skinning you up now, I must skin you up more, let us skin them up more. you understand? People like Brutus must never be accepted by African Guyanese again. They have committed a mortal sin against us. For what? 30 pieces of silver.
And they've used them. And you know what? The exact thing is going to happen to the police commissioner.
Yes. And
they use them, and now they're using Karambash and Buram to push them out.
Right? Ramam from back, Ramam from front, Ramam at top, Ramam at bottom. And he now discover they get something near human rights. You got the court. He now discover court not for dog. So you got to know, you know about right. But when you sit down there, when they kill Quindan Bacchus, you not be know about human rights. When they kill Aaron Boston, you not be know about human rights, but now them a ram you all over, the ramming, and them a ram you bare back. You are run.
I'm now seeing that he has to surrender tomorrow. They want to arrest him tomorrow. The DPP just announced that he will be charged.
I just see that
with the 240 charges.
How much?
240.
Them again.
240.
Oh, Jesus Christ. One man, 240 charge. Black men especially. Black men especially.
But did you read that Brutus said that he and Karimbash bought a property together on the West Coast, and now Karimbash is investigating his acquisition of the same property?
Yeah. Black men, you all allowing yourself. I love you all brothers. But you all are allowing yourself.
To be used. Yeah.
Are you allowing for yalla 2 times? For what? Little money. And then when they're ready, they skin you up, ram you up, bare back. And now you got to learn. You all got to learn. You all are worth more than that. You all are worth more than that. Look at Brutus. Look at Brutus. I understand, I hear, me know how true it is. When they killed Quindan, I hear he associated with a house not too far, and the house had security camera, and the camera pick up the killing. Maybe the next day, a camera pull out and gone. Pull out and gone. Me pass go in there at Aslington New Scheme, people show me, that the house, Dr. Hines, that the house. No sympathy for them. No sympathy for them. And I hope they see what is happening to that man and that they pull off black men, and they get one little Tantaria black girls them, they're on the same thing. Are you stop it? You all stop it. Because it's a sad and bad commentary on us. Rickford, here is my theory. Turn black people into hustlers. Turn Amerindian people into hustlers. Turn Indian people into defenders of the worst. Because Indian people long time, you know, how me can help, how better. Nowadays not how better. How hungry belly dog. Are we not better no more? And that is what the PPP is turning Indian people into unfeeling people who cannot see their black brothers and their black neighbors crying and say, oh, better, let me cry with you. Instead of doing that, they are justifying the murder of their brothers and sisters. I look on at some of the comments with Clive Thomas talking about poverty, and the Indian people on the comment section are saying, black man poor because they want to be poor. What Clive Thomas attack for take away money, for get them out of that, it saddens me, because I know Indian people are not like that. But they are allowing themselves, to become unfeeling. And when you have an unfeeling community and another hustling community, Guyana gone to the dumps. And we have to save Guyana to the dumps. Rickford, your comments.
Well, what they've done is they're copying Trumpism. There's no question in my mind that Bar Jackdale and Anand Lal and these guys, they're studying Trumpism. They're fascists. They appeal to the worst in human beings. They have been able to cultivate a cult. They have used Guyana's resources to cultivate themselves and their supporters into a cult. And they use that cult movement to attack Afro-Guyanese. Matter of fact, soon they're going to tell us, go back where you come from. Watch it. I'm sure. They would, just like you see these Trump supporters saying, go back where you come from. You will see PPP supporters telling Afro-Guyanese to go back where they come from. I guarantee you. Let's wait and see. The other thing I would say is that, do you get the feeling that the PPP and their supporters feel that Guyana's resources belong to them and that they are doing us a favor by giving us employment and giving us these cash grants?
I do not believe they naturally feel that way. I believe the PPP is putting that in there.
And they're exactly. That's why I say they're cultivating a cult.
Yes,
they're cultivating a cult. And we have to throw them out of government. The people, we have to vote these people out. We have to make sure there's a change. Guyana cannot withstand 4 more years of this fascist autocratic ethnocracy of the PPP. We can, else the country would be destroyed. Afro-Guyanese will be enslaved. We'll be under subjugation. They'll have a noose around the necks of black people soon. And they'll use it to pull us like slaves and dogs. And people think this is extreme language. But you look and see what they're doing. You just imagine that the people in Guyana can't talk. All the talk show hosts in Guyana have been arrested, right? They use the cybercrime legislation. We in America, we're talking. They're sitting there and frame us over here and then write the government over here and say we commit crimes there. It is unbelievable. But I wanted to say something about Anil Danlad. In his letter, he says that my comments are causing irreparable damage to the character and reputation of the government officials. That's the objective of my commentary. So I am being very effective, I
Thank
want
you.
to say. That's the objective. We must expose them. We must show the world that they're racist. And let me say this. Like I said in my response to his letter to the Attorney General, I don't care how many letters Anil Nanlal writes. We will continue to hold him accountable for his alleged involvement in the murder of Courtney Cumming. He must come out and say what he knows. If it's not him, he must say who it is. We will continue to hold him accountable for the mistreatment of Afro-Guyanese, for his racism. He can write all the letters in the world he wants, Dr. Hines. The Merrick Garland can't help him. The State Department can't help him. The Republicans can't help him. We will now unleash an avalanche against him. He must be held accountable for the atrocities that they have committed against Afro-Guyanese and other Guyanese. We will not stop. I will not stop. Nothing can stop me. If God wants me to stop, God is going to send a signal to me and tell me, slow down. But for now, he's telling me, match the gas. That's what I'll do.
Match the gas, and we've got to do that. Like I say, each of us here on this live must become an activist. Must become an activist. In the absence of street protests and so on, in the absence of street protests, we have to have street protests clandestinely. What Teacher George said? He said, we're Guinea border Allah. So they might look for, are we on the street? Are we not up on the street? And we must walk behind the scenes and do what needs to be done. Assignment number 1 is to make sure all of your picnic, are your mama, are your daddy, are your girlfriend them, are your boyfriend them, because me know plenty you get plural. Everybody. No is when I put all of you, we get plural, I put all you to work. Because all them girlfriend got vote. All them girlfriend got make sure. Assignment number 1. They can't see when you do that. They can't victimize you for do that. They can't shoot at you down when you do that. Eh? That's assignment number 1. Assignment number 2. When you hear you young people them who are not aware of the story, the history, and so on, when you all hear them talking nonsense, not physically, that will be called abuse these days. Long time, when me attack stupidness, me until box the stupidness back in, bottom, gone in, she'll be called a child abuser today. And I could, she said, child abuser, you carry me to jail, and he me own, me go back some again. Me and think that could I get any police to come, but you all have to talk to young people. You all have to talk to the young people. Even if they're not listening to you one time, listen 2 times. Talk to them. That is the kind of work that we have to start doing while we await other kinds of work. We're Guinea border Allah, another Yale. We're Guinea border Allah, another Yale. Rickford Burke, your closing thoughts, my brother.
Sorry, I just saw. Now, I want to make a comment here. I'm just reading Travis Chase's page, which is live right now, saying police have the home of Assistant Superintendent Calvin Brutus surrounded with the SWAT unit. Now, what is this? I mean, the PPP never fails to abuse their power and go overboard. Now, I mean, who's Brutus? A wanted man? He's killed somebody? They killed so many people.
But you have them.
Right? Well, that's the thing. And the other thing I want to do, I listened to the comments of the Attorney General and Barry Jagdale. They seem to have contempt for people exercising their right to go to court. Did you hear Anil Nanlal? Oh, he wants to take us to court. And Barry Jagdale, since he wants to take us to court, we're going to do this. So I hope the black officers in the Guyana police force taking note that these people, these people in the PPP, these racists, they don't respect them. They only want to use them. Now, this is a demonstration. This is abuse of power. All they have to do is call Brutus attorney and say, listen, tell Brutus turn himself in. Right? But they want to demonstrate power.
Yes, and show their power.
They want to show power. That they're going to take down this man.
Rickford,
I mean, you know, he was with them, so he must know.
Rickford, I do not know whether Brutus ever give any order for assault black people. I don't know. What I do know is that he never came out and said, don't do it. Don't do it. And for all of those senior officers there, I don't know who gave order and who didn't give order. I didn't know. Me not been there. Me not been there. But what I do know is that all of them, look, Travis, Mr. Watts, he throw things on people. Travis, me play him earlier tonight. These men, these black men, we've always had their types in our midst. And the PPP is taking advantage of them. But you know what? They might bend over. They might bend over and say, advantage me for a couple of dollars. And now all the money he and his wife get in them account. Rickford, what them do with the money? What does call it? Freeze. Freeze mean they might take them away. So now you go jail and the money I get taken.
Is that it? But I want to underscore, Dr. Hines, that there's corruption allegations against Karambash. There are corruption allegations against Budram, but they're not being investigated. And I want to say this. And I have it on very good authority, that the Guyana Police Force, that sanctions against the Guyana Police Force and senior officers of the Guyana Police Force are imminent. That's what my sources are telling me here in the United States, and it's appropriate. I think it's time that, I have been saying this for the longest while, the Guyana Police Force has to be disbanded. You're not gonna, you're not just gonna say about break up the Guyana Police Force, and a new system of policing has to be staggered in. The entire leadership has to be disbanded. All of them will have to be sent home. And you have to train new people, bring in new forensic experts, bring in new police management experts, bring in new psychologists, new criminologists, and train these people. Every single police officer needs to be retrained. The Guyana Police Force is a criminal organization. Every time the PPP comes into power, they make the Guyana Police Force a criminal organization and their private mercenary force. In order for the police force to emerge again as a professional policing organization with the responsibility for public security and for serving and protecting, one, we have to get rid of the PPP government, and two, we have to disband the entire leadership of the Guyana Police Force.
The entire leadership of the Guyana Police Force, Rickford Burke. My brother, thank you so much for coming on tonight. And we're going to keep following your story.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Good night to your listeners.
You are very much welcome. And you know, Dick Gregory once said, America don't got mother. America don't get mama. Because when you get your mother used to bathe away. Clean your ears, clean your nose, put the hand out of your mouth, clean you before you put on clean clothes. Remember it's like, I clean clothes. You bathe yourself most of the time, but they used to give you a special bath where they must scrub you. I remember Jingy and Nimwa, they must get them Jingy thing. But see, people still get them, and when they must scrub you with that Jingy and that thing and so on. And then when they're done, they put on your nice clothes on you. And they send you to the banquet or they send you to church or wherever. PPP not get mama for do that. They come back to power and the same nasty skin they had before 2015, they just put on clean clothes on that nasty skin. They not get no mama for scrub them with Jingy and Nimwa. They not get Jingy, not Nimwa, the thing. The Nimwa, nothing. The Jingy is the bad one. Jingy is the one, the thing. They not get mama for bathe them skin with Jingy, for dig out things from their ears and their nose and so on. So they come with a nasty self and put on clean clothes in 2020. And that is why the country is what it is. 20 people meet me dark, me think evil spirit. Because seeing every time the PPP put their hand on power, killing, all kind of thing happening in Guyana. People disappear, kidnapping, and all them things. And those things stopped under David Granger. And no matter how me and David Granger don't agree, I always say, when the man come, he bring an uprightness to the presidency. You couldn't look at the presidency and say a lawlessness. He brought an uprightness to the presidency. That is why under Granger, there were not human rights violations. The one thing the PPP could tell Indian people at Granger do them is knock off 7,000 people. That's the one thing the PPP can tell Indian people Granger ever do them. Granger never take away guys who call money from them. Granger never send the police into Indian community to shoot down Indian young men. Granger never send bulldozer for lick down Indian people house in their communities. Granger never take away money from all them Indian organizations. In fact, he give them money. He even offered to give Ravi Dev them money. I don't think that they take it because they were stunned. Granger never do 1,000 to Indians what these PPP are doing to black people. And if Indian people could turn away from the coalition because the coalition closed down 4 estates and knock off 7,000 of them, never mind the coalition, pay them their severance and so on, the PPP said, knock you off. And that was enough for Indians to say, Tata, me gone back to the PPP. God bless them. But they're telling us that they can kill black people, lick down black people house, take away money from them, don't pay their teachers a living wage, assault black people, and black people will vote for them, which means that black people are not the same caliber of human being as Indians. Indians say, we get knocked off, you close down 4 estates, and we gone. Black people say, according to them, according to the Freddie Kisoon and all of them, black people get murder, black people get their house licked down, their money take away, their wages take away, and they're going to the PPP. I will vote for you. Oh, Lord God, do me more, do me more. Do what you want with me. Me go vote for you. There is past black people. And I don't care what they tell me, David Hines preaching racial sermon. I'm going to preach racial sermon till the end of time. So long as you all take your allies and pass black people. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Back to back. Belly to belly. I don't give a damn. Because you're black like me. And if I have a voice, and perhaps more than a voice, I will use it to defend you. I don't care who throw me out of the Marxist family. I don't care who throw me out of the multiracial family. I don't care who throw me out of civil society. The only society I am talking about now is justice. 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 And I'm saying it, and I'm saying it again. One are you going to go through the net and commit sin against your own people. But the majority of you all will stay in line. You all will stay in line. Even if you want to make yourself jackass, I will go keep you in line. I will keep you in line. Because you all are not going to offer yourselves up to those who want to see the demise of black people in Guyana. And to our Indian brothers and sisters who are standing with us, and there are some Indians who are standing with us openly, and some who are doing it quietly, we say thanks. 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 Because you're making a great sacrifice. There was once a time when some of us made sacrifice on your behalf. People like me, who went to jail on your behalf when you all were crying. The Rodneys and the Ogunses and the Clive Thomases and Quayanas heard your cries, and we stood with you and paid. Rodney with his life, some of us paid with our liberty. At 20 years old, I was sitting in jail fighting you all fight. You all fight, and today you call me racist. A racist does fight for people of other races. I come from a quality culture. A culture that says wrong is wrong. Wrong is wrong. And I do not see wrong and say it's right. And those of you allowing the PPP to make you all see wrong and call it right. Shame, 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 shame. That is what Sister Amanza was trying to say 3 years ago. And I come down on the girl and say, oh, she said, Indian people should be. All she was saying, the PPP using you all and turning you all into an unfeeling community. That's what she was saying. And you all silence that girl. But you're not going to silence me. Because you see, me, I want to be president. Me, I want to be president. And you're not going to bribe me and say, me go make you president. Me go give you crossover vote. Keep your bribe. Keep your bribe. Keep your bribe. Me not want them. What I want is justice. You all believe you all can bribe black leaders because you all know some of you want to be president and some of you want crossover vote, and you think you can bribe away. I am not for sale. I am not for bribe. I will not be ashamed if only black people vote for me. I will not be ashamed. I know a lot of Indian people agree with me, but they wouldn't vote for me. I can live with that. I will not be ashamed if only black people vote for me. Black people are people too. And their vote is as precious as anybody else's vote. And I will not be ashamed of black votes. You all get it loud and clear. You all got to deal with the David Hines of Guyana. You all got to deal with me. You all got to deal with me. And if you kill me, what I remember Burnham said, if you kill me, another Rasta will take my place. If you kill me, somebody else will take my place in this seat every night and carry the fight to you. I love you all. I love you all, black people. I have to love you all. I am the seed of blackness. I love our Indian brothers and sisters who are standing with us, because in standing with us, they are doing something that is fundamentally just. I love you all too. I love our Amerindian brothers and sisters who are standing with us. Standing with us. Standing with us. And I can only love because I'm a human being. If you're not a human being, you can't love. And contrary to what they say, we got soul. We have souls. And once we have souls, we're going to stay put. We ain't going nowhere because Guyana belongs to us too. Go out and spread the gospel. Spread the gospel of truth. Spread the gospel of justice. Go out and bring them in. Bringing in the sheaves. No, oh, Jesus. I know me little thing and so on. Me don't sing. We got to keep doing it. Every time it looks as though the lamp is going down, put some more oil in it to keep it burning. A little more oil in my lamp, keep it burning. A little bit oil in my lamp, keep it burning. Burning till the end of injustice. Of injustice. Tomorrow night, God willing, I'll be back. And I'm not coming back just to say peace, peace, peace. I coming back to war against injustice, war against racism, war against advantage taking, war against wickedness in high places. I not come to fight flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness in high and low places. So said Robert Nestor Marley. I love you, brother. You're gone, but your words of wisdom are going to see us through. You're going to see us through. God is not finished with us yet, black people. God is not finished with us yet. He showed us the way out of the plantation. He showed us the way out of colonialism, along with our Indian brothers and Amerindian brothers, Portuguese and Chinese. He showed us the way out of past iterations of injustice. And he's not finished with us yet. He's going to show us the way out of this. I want them to go to sleep tonight not knowing what we will do tomorrow. I want them to go to sleep not knowing what we will do tomorrow. Because tomorrow I'm coming again and you all are going to be here with me. The love will continue to flow because it's a genuine love. It's a love that's born out of struggle, born out of bonding, because that's all we could have done at one time. I love you all. I love you all. Don't leave us by ourselves. Stay with us because we are staying with you. Let the words of my mouth, meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Here tonight and forever. The Lion of Judah shall break every chain and give us the victory, not just today, not just tomorrow, but again and again.